Alright, welcome to Season 2, Race 5 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We are in Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix, which has quickly become one of my favorite tracks to drive on the entire game. Weather is going to start cloudy, but it'll improve during the race, so no threat of rain. R&D, we did have that part that failed, the engine upgrade, right here. So we will take care of that. And that will be in for, let's see. That'll be in for, is it saying somewhere between the Spanish Grand Prix and the Monaco Grand Prix? So this really, I'm not sure if it's the same between, I think it's the same between Spain and Monaco, I'm not sure. So Spain is May 8th, Monaco's May 21st. Let's see. So it's not even coming until after Spain, so that's a bit of a dick move, I would say, but nevertheless. We will also get another upgrade here because we have a lot to spend on the R&D. I think I'm going to spend it on a minor upgrade. Now here's something interesting. Now, we do have the opportunity, I hadn't had this chance previously, but now we do have the opportunity to get a rushed upgrade. Because normally, if I did this with the normal upgrade time, it would come in time for Monaco. But if we rush it, we can get it in time for the Spanish Grand Prix. So, this is going to be our first attempt to rush an upgrade. We'll see what happens. This should be coming in for us. So there you go. As far as our standing, we got our Renault gave us our first engine upgrade. Engine wide for all three Renault teams. And you can see we're sort of in the middle. All the Renault teams are sort of in the middle of the pack right now. R&D wise, still kind of hard to see our line mixed in with all the others. We are just behind McLaren. So there you go. We'll see how that stuff works out, but in the meantime, it's time for one-shot qualifying. I should note that I have a fresh power unit in the car for this race. So yeah, so knowing that we tend to go pretty well at this track, I put in a fresh power unit, which of course no penalty for that because it was one of the power units available to us. So we'll see how we go. didn't exactly get that complex perfect. Screwed it up again. Screwed it up again. That cape can really catch you out if you're not careful. Oh, you were so close to P3. We end up P4. Still not bad. We're in second row on the grid. Should have a great shot and maybe gain the lead if we get a good enough launch into turn 1.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Verstappen, Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Of course, it was a Mercedes that got me at the end. Yeah, good job from Verstappen to get pole. Vettel's in second. Then we're in between the two Mercedes, up on 6th. Stroll, great job at 7th. Again, showing, it's funny, he's ahead of Leclerc in the championship. And he out-qualified him here. Perez in 9th. And then, again, this is what's so interesting about the chart, is that McLaren, based on the performance chart, is the 4th best team. Yet, both Racing Points out-qualified them. So maybe it's a track not suited to them, whatever the case may be, but there you go. Actually, I don't think we have scored a pole in our career mode as of yet, so that's the one thing that is still eluding us right now is a pole position. Rivalry with Sebastian Vettel still ongoing and still very tight. Yeah, this is a race where I feel if we get a good start, which we usually do, we might be in with a shot to win this race.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Alright, just taking care of something here real quick. Alright. And no threat of rain. So should be a very exciting race for us at Zandvoort.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside at races across Europe and throughout the world. Now, at long last, they have a Grand Prix to call their own. It's a warm welcome once again to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6 mile lap. And watch out for cars making use of the DRS zone into turn 1 to try and overtake. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, the owner-driver, Lewis Hamilton and Albon, Stroll, Leclerc, Perez and Lando Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon and Magnussen, Gasly, Kvyat, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Grosjean, De Vries, Calderon and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Alright, should be interesting to see what the strategy is here.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Because, of course, last year, half the race, or halfway through it, went over to intermediates. And it's calling for a one stop for us. Sauce to hards, which I guess that's what we'll go with. Is anybody on an alternate strategy? No. Everyone's on softs. Except for Tatiana Calderon, who for some reason is the only person starting on the medium tire.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Yeah, I definitely think we can get Bottas into turn 1. The question's going to be, are we able to get close enough to Vettel or Verstappen? Yeah, what's interesting is that the 3 guys starting in front of me have yet to win a race this season.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. The drivers we're racing are Bottas and Hamilton.
Again, our fate in this race is really going to come down to how the start plays out. Now the opening lap plays out. If I remember last year correctly, or the last season, we were able to get up to like 3rd or 4th on the start, and qualifying 7th. But then we, there's a situation where the guys in front of us just drove away. And we might have not gotten the podium if not for the intermediate conditions, which I believe helped us out a ton, if I remember the race correctly.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Right. Ready to go here. Man, I feel like we got a real shot to potentially win this race. 5 red lights. We're underway. The Dutch Grand Prix. It's a great start. We're going to get by Bottas and Vettel into turn 1. Easily get by them. Verstappen has the lead. I'm sure the home crowd is going absolutely wild, seeing their man with the lead at the start of this Dutch Grand Prix. We're going to see if we can chase him down.
All right, we're looking good so far.
Already broken the 1 second barrier, which is not a promising sign. For us over the next couple laps, or I guess in this next lap here, is to see if we can break the DRS barrier, Bottas, get away from them. As of now, it does not look like that's happening. It's close, but it's just not happening right now, which means Bottas next lap is going to be on the attack. He's already on the attack right now. He might make a move on us here. Now we keep him behind us for now.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. You've lost some time to the car behind.
Really? Just noticed this now, Jeff. Run. He's not going to get there. He's really creating a train here. Bottas is going to have to move to the outside. But he's not going to totally get the pass done as we squeeze him out. Squeeze him out to the point that we run off track. Because of course we did. That's better. And Vettel is back in P3. It's just a log jam behind us right now. If only I could break that barrier to Vettel, we would be in decent shape, but not the case as of yet. Lap 12, so we got a long way to go on these tires. think Verstappen's now so far ahead of us now that he might get to the point when by the time we pit, he's going to be a full stop ahead of us. But he's going to be on the outside, not the preferred line, and we'll get him to the corner.
To teammate behind is 4.5 seconds.
And off that all that time. Yeah, this just feels a lot like China right now, where we're just not able to just make any headway on the car, whoever gets in front of us, and then we end up holding up everyone else behind us. Just can't seem to get anything done right now. There's a noise that's basically turned into a defensive race for us. A little tired. That was a bad first corner. Slight opening, not big enough. So we hit the wall after not paying attention. Here comes the metal, then steam. We're gonna fend them off. I cannot wait for these pit stops. begging for a tire change at this point.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
No, I have to make it to lap 12, which is for another 4 laps. Up here at Zandvoort, obviously not very long, only a minute 15. Actually pretty close to the lap distance of a Monaco Grand Prix. That race is 39, this is 36, and the lap times are actually about the same as well. This track's about just a couple seconds longer than Monaco.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
To us once again. Don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen. He's close enough though.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Can't get the pass done. He actually blocks it up. Question for us is, will anybody hit the pits before we do? As of now, Verstappen is still on track. Just about 14 seconds up the road. Verstappen he's gaining more time on us with every passing lap.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
The window is open. finally looking to make a move. It's side by side here. We race for the pit lane. We are going to get the spot for now as Verstappen dives into the pits.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And we
Copy that.
do the same.
Parts for next box.
Verstappen easily gets out in front of Bottas
Go, go, go.
without issue.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
It's unfortunate, but this race is going to be a bit of a bore from here on out, I would think. Well, this could be our chance. We have a gap to
Moving
Vettel.
to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Now's the time to see if we can build it. Just stay out of his DRS range.
Kevin is in the pits.
Looks like Bottas is going to come out just behind Sebastian Vettel. Got a couple people who haven't stopped yet. Or now making their stops. Ocon is into the pits. To the cards, as is Perez. Two Alfa Romeos and Lance Stroll. At this point, I guess they're trying to hold off. So maybe, or so that maybe they can come in on, or with their worn softs, and switch over to mediums at the end of the race. Definitely see that as a possibility.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.7 seconds.
Stroll, Giovinazzi pit. Grosjean stays out for one more lap. Actually, Stroll's going to come out in a great spot. He's going to be ahead of both Mercedes. So once again, tip of the cap to Racing Point in their strategy, particularly on Lance Stroll's end of the garage. they've just been nailing it for him each and every week. Not sure. I was gonna say maybe it's they have some big tire wear upgrades on the car, but I don't even know if that's true because Perez hasn't been performing with the tires nearly on the same level as Stroll has. So I'm wondering whether it's just Stroll's AI has become very good at conserving softer tires. Now comes the I think it's a challenging part, kind of, in a race like this. Just trying to just keep the gap, maintain it to the guy behind. Got about half the race left. Nothing's happening unless there's a safety car. Nobody has retired yet. Race. Everyone's still in. We'll do another quick save right about there. Sorry, I had a song stuck in my head. I was singing there for a second. She Hates Me by Puddle of Mud. Song. Very catchy tune if you've never heard it. Very, very catchy tune. Meanwhile, it looks like the Mercedes might not even be competition for us at the end of this race, because Vettel is obviously still behind us. Gap staying relatively the same, somewhere between 2 and 2.5 seconds. But Lance Stroll, not only has he, come out in front of both Mercedes, but he's actively pulling away from those same Mercedes. So the pink Mercedes is beating the Works black Mercedes right now. I guess for Stroll, it's not a huge surprise considering he's on the medium tire. I wonder if he might be able to challenge Vettel for a podium here. He's not that far off. By any
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
right around this part of the track, so we're going to get back up to 2.5 second lead. And it's in the third sector where we are apparently struggling with trying to maintain the gap.
Be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Not the best corner that time. Another not so good run through that complex.
Okay, the car behind is catching you by 0.5 a lap. 0.5.
Whoops. might just been in trouble on that turn. Vettel is closed down on us pretty quickly, but he took him. Not surprised that he's already, or I guess, not surprised that he's already catching me. Pace isn't that good in comparison to Verstappen. This right here is we'll take a quick pause. And I'm actually going to step away for a brief moment while I get a snack. Alright. Back now, just starting to get a little sleepy, so thought I'd grab a small. When I go to the food store, I like to get these small cups of yogurt. Nothing wrong with a small cup of yogurt. Help keep you awake. Be awake. I'll do a little pause every couple of laps just to take a bite or two of it. Okay, right now the battle for us is going to be attempting to defend from smash to Vettel.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
We're going to have to do that while also trying to save some fuel because we are over target. So, it should be interesting. And inevitably, us sort of blocking up Vettel is going to lead to Lance Stroll catching us. Jeez. Off course a little bit there. Vettel looks to the inside. Not a good spot for overtaking, I think. Was he already there? He's already there. Did not even see him. Stroll is closing and closing pretty quickly. Vettel looking to make a move. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Got Vettel out of shape. They give us the space, and also allows for Stroll to get right back up to the bumper of Vettel, or to the gearbox. There are no bumpers on a Formula 1 car. Just me being an American, I guess. But now Lance Stroll is in striking distance of the former four-time Formula 1 world champion. Stroll might have a shot here to take third place. really begging that Stroll starts going side by side with Vettel. I'm really hoping that he's in the DRS range. He's more than capable of doing it. He just has to get the opportunity to do so, I guess. Oh, looks like somebody's got a problem. Like one of the Williams cars. He's about to retire from the race. And it's Nicholas Latifi out of session as we
fastest lap of the race.
Just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We weren't even trying to really set the fastest lap, and it just sort of happened.
Yellow flag.
Sometimes you go for the fastest lap. That time I wasn't even really trying for it, and we got it, evidently.
Green flag.
Safety out, but no safety car deployed. So we stay green. For now.
Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. We're leading our teammate by 15.7 seconds.
Stroll hasn't been able to make the pass happen yet.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
He's very much there. Another great opportunity for a quick pause. Getting in some more yogurt. Now, Stroll could be a situation of where he's just not getting close enough to make a move on Vettel under DRS. Or I should say with the DRS open. Or there could be a situation where Stroll, maybe even with the pressure tires, just isn't quite fast enough to catch Vettel, pass him. And if you look at the timing and scoring on the left, so he's not that far behind, just about a half second behind Vettel, but again, it's just, for whatever reason, it's not enough for him to make
Okay, clear.
proper move to. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Somebody else has a problem. One of the McLarens. Maybe Lando Norris? Carlos
Safety car,
Sainz
safety
and
car.
oh
No
boy.
overtaking. Reduce your pace.
Oh,
Keep your delta number
boy.
positive as we form up.
Safety car, safety car, safety car. This absolutely changes the whole game. Now we have a shot to win this race. We're going to be right behind Verstappen on this restart. It's all going to be about...
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your
getting
pace.
the better restart. Just we've shown through races at places like Vietnam, we can get good restarts right out of the gate that could propel us to victory. And I could see that again. We could see again another scenario where, you know, with late safety car gives us the win. Of course, big difference here is that this is a completed racetrack. Actually, I took the racetrack. The difference is the tires, not the track. It's the tires. Again, maybe it's too tired. Maybe I'm just too tired right now. Can't totally put my sentences together. Start to get just that, you know, get over that certain threshold of tiredness that you just feel. Yes, very interesting scenario for sure. So we're going to get a restart either with... But 5 laps to go or 4 laps to go, I want to say. I guess they'd be forced to, you know, stuck behind Calderon for the restart, where she is a lap down. Of course, with Vietnam, we were in a situation where everyone around us, pretty much everyone in the field had gone soft, medium, soft, medium. Oh, we went soft, medium, soft.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Whereas here, just brake check us like that. Come on. Calderon, you're my former teammate. Help me out here. Don't brake check me. We'll be getting.
Safety car is in the...
Or I was going to say, we were going to get another lap behind the safety car, but I guess not. It's Calderon for no reason. Brake checks us despite being a lap car. I mean, come on. What are you doing here, Calderon? Anyway. Nick DeVries, if you saw the mini-map, DeVries was that lone Haas that was just sort of running out there by himself. He, at this point, I don't think he's going to make it back in time to the pack when we go back racing. So yeah, it's going to be a restart. Coming into 4 laps to go.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this
Very
lap.
late.
When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
There we go. Verstappen pulls. We do. Calderon drops back. Here we go. The fight is on. Can we catch Verstappen? So there's a yellow flag for some reason. And me and Verstappen on the same tire. I think the yellow flags are for Calderon trying to get out of the way. Again, like I said, in Vietnam we have pressure tires.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
The 2 cars in front of us, Hamilton and Albon. That's not the case here with Verstappen. Both came in on the same lap, so the tire wear is pretty much the same. Okay, we don't have DRS until, I think we're not getting DRS until 2 laps to go. We're coming to 3 to go, so I think, unless Verstappen makes another bobble, I think he's going to take this one home. It should be an immense victory in front of his home crowd, his home fans. He can hold on and pull it off.
Verstappen has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
And he just put up the fastest lap of the race, so he is absolutely determined to win this thing. Again, I don't blame him. Again, like I said, home track, obviously, he's going to put in the most effort here. Not to say that he wouldn't try all the time. Of course he does. Max Verstappen is one of the best, I think, honestly, one of the best pure racing talents in the world today. In terms of just behind the wheel. Pure driving skill, I think Verstappen's like way up there for a guy of his age. But, yeah. Of course, Verstappen, as you may well know, if you haven't, well, you may know if you watched my other races, but if you didn't watch Season 1, of course, Verstappen is the defending Drivers' World Champion as he edged out Lewis Hamilton on the race.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
1. Ooh, Verstappen getting a little twitchy.
The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
I've actually noticed that we've started to gain a little bit on Max here. It's like you have broken the DRS barrier, but now we're closing up to him. This could, as I screw up, could get interesting yet. DRS, but he's pulled out the gap again.
This is your
Again,
final lap.
Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race on the penultimate lap of the race. Here we go. Can we
There's only 1 lap of fuel
do
remaining.
anything? Final lap, Verstappen less than a second ahead of us. So we're on the same tire. It's the same lap on these hards. So basically he's a better driver, he's got better pace, and a better car. Slight reasonably better car, but not by much. And it's the last DRS zone. And now we don't even have DRS. So GG to Verstappen. Did a great job today. The defending world champion, the defending drivers world champion, is going to give his home fans a reason to celebrate. He will come around the final corner, the banked corner. He will win the Dutch Grand Prix. He gets the hat trick.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well
slap,
done. That was a fantastic drive.
and the race win. So, reason to celebrate for Dutch faithful here in Zandvoort is Grosjean, his driver of the day.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here in Zandvoort, but they have done, and done it in spectacular style. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting
Not
to
really.
the situation
I mean,
quickly.
I guess it was.
We've seen teams in the past
It didn't really
throw away
change
wins
anything.
because
It
they were
just
too
gave us
hesitant.
another shot
But
to
here
win the
they were
race.
decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
With that result, both Red Bull drivers have won races this season. Of course, Albon won the season opener. Now Verstappen has got his first win of the year.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. After today's impressive results, we have a new points leader. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Let's move on to the constructors. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Just taking some screenshots here. As I always do. Always like to take a screenshot of the results. So there you go. Again, I really think if he had just been able to you got fourth in qualifying, and I feel like had we gotten third, we would have won that race. I think so. We would have been able to get the jump on Verstappen going into turn one. But no, that's still a great result for us. More than happy with the podium. Stroll, again, I don't know what it is with him specifically. Again, the Racing Point, Sergio Perez, typically well known for being great with tires, but for whatever reason, Stroll has just been pulling absolute rabbits out of hats, and he's just getting incredible results in that car. Which isn't even, again, and I have to stress this, based on the performance charts, they're at least the sixth best car. And Stroll's dragging that to P4, which is incredible. And conversely, you look at McLaren, technically the fourth best team. Right about neck and neck with us, but technically the fourth best team. Norris gets 10th after starting 10th. Sainz DNF'd out of the race, so it's a weird dichotomy with the performance chart. Not necessarily being truthful, because McLaren, again, technically fourth best, but not that performance has not been there, whereas with Racing Point, it has been there. So, standings-wise, we retake the lead in the Drivers' Championship by only 2 points over Hamilton. Vettel and Verstappen both gain ground. Bottas not that far behind either. And Lance Stroll still ahead of Leclerc, which still is sort of amazing to me now that we're 5 races in. It's going to be even more just mind-blowing as we continue to go on. Just the fact that Stroll is ahead of a Ferrari in the championship. Constructors, McLaren jumped AlphaTauri with Norris's 1 point. So there's that. Magnussen, our teammate, no points, but he did move up from his starting position from 14th to 13th, so I guess that's okay. And there we go. Go through some developments and other things before we end off this one today.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
I always like to compliment the team.
That was an epic battle today. How do you think this will play out?
Sportsman-like answer there, I guess.
Appreciate your time.
I believe that was our first interview of the weekend, which clears us for the sponsor bonus goal of getting 2 interview questions. So there you go there. We get more points than Vettel in this one. And we are 1 step closer to winning the rivalry. Have to get to level 20 to get that 5th sponsor. We're, at least compared to some YouTubers I've seen, we're a little bit further along in that particular category in terms of getting closer to getting that 5th sponsor. Up to 9.5 million, which is good. At this point, we're just sort of building up money to save for renewing Kevin Magnussen's contract come early July, I think right before Austria. That's when that's going to happen, so.
Our margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
Alright, so short week 2, the Spanish Grand Prix. So activity timeline. How's Magnussen doing? 87. I think we'll go with the team acclaim on this one. Do some marketing strategy conference. R&D. Let's see. I think what we're gonna do, I want to just continue to go further up on the chassis side of things. I'd like to get this upgrade on the car. So, I think I will just save the points I have and wait until Spain when I get the points after practice. I should have enough to get this upgrade on the car. So, again, we'll see in a... But that could change if the rushed chassis upgrade fails, which we will find out right in about 2 seconds. And it came in. So I don't know if I mentioned this in previous videos for Season 2, but for whatever reason, I had a massive string of part development failures, which was really weird, considering that none of those were rushed developments. They were all like normal time period developments. And for whatever reason, the department morale is good, and I've gotten all the upgrades, or a decent amount of upgrades as far as build time and quality control, which would, obviously reduce the chances of that happening, but for whatever reason, it still happened. And I find it funny that the first time we try the rushed upgrade, it works. And that was this one right here. And with that, our team, it won't show in this chart until we go to Spain and we're in actual practice. But we are now the 4th best team on the grid, which I believe is the highest that we've ever been. Well, we were about there last at the end of the previous season, and we fell off a little bit, but now we're back up there. And not only are we back up there, but in comparison to the end of Season 1, we are a lot closer to the top teams who have barely upgraded their cars at all. So, that, I think, will be it for this video. And tomorrow, sometime maybe tomorrow night, doing the Spanish Grand Prix.